Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. It is Kylie here from Hello Crafter. A bit of Monday night crafting, not Sunday night crafting, and just coming to you on a slightly different evening. I had planned to come live yesterday, but my day didn't quite go to plan, and I was coming back from London. I went to see Oasis at Wembley, which was great, which was really, really fun. And so train travel back from London was a little bit chaotic, to say the least. So the trains got cancelled and various other things, but I got back home about 5.5 hours later than initially planned for, which did mean I had to cancel my card club, which I was really, really sad about. Because I'd kind of shifted it a little bit to accommodate the fact that I was going to be away, and I had to postpone it. So that was really, I was all set up for it and everything. I was all prepared, everything was laid out on the table, and I don't think I've ever been so organised. So that was such a shame. And obviously I had to apologise to all the ladies that were due to come for that. But anyway, that's one of those things, couldn't be helped. Yes, there was a little bit of swearing happening yesterday, but the fact that I got home fine, it was all good. But anyway, so yeah, that's why I didn't come on, because we didn't get back till fairly late, and then I was just not organised for getting prepared for that in the end. So anyway, here I am today. Really nice to do a bit of crafting. Good evening, Karen. I'm glad you could join me. I did have a really good weekend, thank you. It was just not quite on schedule, but these things happen. Life happens, doesn't it? So anyway, I've been doing really, really boring website things today, so I'm really, really relieved to be able to come and do a little bit of creativity and just kind of blow the cobwebs away a little bit, because I've been staring at my laptop all day trying to get my events loaded onto my booking website. So anyway, I've managed to get a few on. So there are my all-day retreat, my all-day Christmas craft getaway is what I call it. That's available to book now. And my new catalogue launch cream tea is available to book. So anyway, yeah, go and have a look, get those booked in, and I'll send a couple of messages out to people if they don't catch this tonight, just to let them know that it's on there and available to book, because places are limited and they do tend to be my most popular events of the year. So just to give you a bit of a heads up. But anyway, if you're here watching, say hi. I'd love to see where you're watching from. And if you like my crafting as we go along, or if you've got any questions, then please ask. So tonight we are going to be crafting with the, well, I'll tell you what, I'll just put you down onto my desk and we can see what I'm crafting with. This is the bundle. The Sunshine Vibes bundle is what I'm playing with tonight. Well, it's mainly the dies, actually. See these rainbow dies? So these are on page 62 of this catalogue here, or you can find them online on my online store. And I just, as soon as I saw these dies, I thought I'll have to have them, because you know I love my rainbows. I love crafting with rainbow images. So the stamps that coordinate with this one are mainly sentiments, actually. They've got this kind of like lovely sun and sunburst stamp, this leaf, and some other kind of geometric style images, but they are mainly sentiments, and it's actually the dies that I will be working with tonight. In the whole suite there are papers as well that coordinate with it all, but again, you can mix and match. When I first saw these, I completely overlooked them. They weren't really my kind of colours. They're very muted. I did like the patterns. I like the geometric patterns in these, but I wasn't sure about the colours. that was until I started playing with them. And then, as is always the case, I tend to fall in love with everything I start playing with. It's just one of those where I try not to rule anything out. I don't know. I try not to kind of restrict myself to the same things that I go for, like a particular type of thing all the time. I find that if I do sort of go out my comfort zone a little bit sometimes, I have so much fun playing. And I have used these for my card club this month, and I've used it for other bits and pieces. And I love these papers now. But I'm not going to be playing with those tonight. So I made a card recently with this die set. This was for a card swap with my team that I joined, and I made several of these cards and swapped them with my team members. Really, really simple. So I've just used the dies to die cut from different colours of cardstock, and then just added a simple strip with a sentiment. And I do like my simple cards, but I think it's quite effective. So yeah, so you can keep it simple, or you can go a little bit more fancy. So this is a card that Jane made, Jane Watson in my team. So this is a gorgeous one. So again, it's a fairly simple layout, but she's added the embossing on the background. She's kept the colours kind of really nice and pastel. And then she's cut out the sentiment, added some embellishments. So it just makes it like a little step up fancier, that one. And then I'll just show you one of the cards that are in the card club. I know you haven't seen them yet, ladies that are in my card club, but this is one of the cards, a little sneaky peek. And again, I've kept it really simple, but I've used the die. I'll show you the dies. There's an outline of like a kind of like a rainbow background, I guess, like the base shape. And then there's this one that cuts out these kind of strips, and you can cut those out of colour card, or you can cut them out and use them as a window like I've done. You could actually turn this into a shaker card too if you wanted to take it a little step further. And then you've got the individual rainbow arches that are all different shapes and textures, which is really fun. Then you've got some hearts and stars as well that you can add in. So there's quite a lot of things you can do with just these dies. And so that is what I'm going to be focusing on tonight. Let's start with some die cutting. So I've just arranged some little pieces of card on here, and I'm going to put all my dies through at the same time just to save a little bit of time, and they all fit on just about. So get them all on, and I might need my pokey tool, so I'll just get that out. Some of these have got like little cutouts, cut out pieces, so you just have to kind of be take your pick tool or your pokey tool. That is going to be your friend with these dies. And let's get my second plate on and just get that going. Just going to go slow so I don't move anything. Okay, one of them did shift. I did see that. So I might have to let me just run that little one through again because it moved. I knocked it. I could see it happening. Let's just... And once you've got those, if you like die cutting, this is a great die set because you can cut these out of pattern paper, you can cut them out of white card and then colour them. You can cut them out of your designer series papers, or just these like little scraps of card that you'll have lots of lying around, I'm sure. So you can see they're all different styles of shape. And let's get this last one. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit fancier with this one. So this was uber simple. This one, right, I need a piece of card and I want a piece that measures 21 centimetres by 10.5, which I've already cut that to size, and then I'm going to score it in half at 10.5 to make like a mini card. Then I'm going to die cut the, which one? I'm going to die cut this shape out of it, out of the front. So just going to run that through. I won't put it up on my desk because I'll make a mess. Just put it on the floor. Just line it up in the centre. On there, I've got a window now. Now I'm going to actually attach that to a card base, card front. Actually just a piece of card, so it's not folded, and then that is going to open like that. So it's just a slightly fancier card. Before I stick that down, I'm going to stick my rainbow pieces on, so give that a good press down. I'm going to stick them on the back. So obviously these pieces are fairly small, so if you've got fairly good glue control, you can just put small amounts on and line that up in the window. If you prefer to use a little sponge dauber or something to sponge the backs of these, just so that you get just enough glue to secure it down, but without it splodging out, because they're quite intricate dies, quite fine. Or you can go one step further and attach the adhesive sheets to the back of the cardstock before you run it through the die cutting machine, and then you'll turn these into stickers. So that's another good way. I've just realised I didn't poke out my little, they're like little teeny tiny hearts. But yeah, so when you've got lots of these to do, you could just run all the shapes through in multiple colours and then mix and match rainbows, and then that will save you loads of time as well. It will just save you this step of cutting little pieces of cardstock. You just put all of the dies on one single sheet of card and then run them through. Yeah, and I think I might do a bit of stamping on here. So these are this sunburst effect stamp. And this colour is Coastal Cabana card, and I'm going to do some stamping. Get a bit of a pattern going on there, just so it's not so plain. I'm going to glue that down. In the centre. So now it's got a little opening there. And sentiment wise, I have these left over from the other day. So put these on. Yeah. I adore you. Now that's, I don't know, that might be a bit too much. Let's put that one. I just want to, yeah, put that one there, and that's nice and simple. Oh, I did put it on my, oh, I did put it on the card. I just thought I'd put it on my thingy card. But anyway, that's okay, because now it's like a double card. I've done some die cutting already here, and so there is a card on the website. When you go onto the online store and you choose these products, it does show you some pictures. It gives you some examples, but I can't find it, so I'm doing it from memory because I don't think it's one in the catalogue. No, it isn't. So I'll just, well, maybe I'm inspired by it rather than it's going to be similar. So let's see what happens. Right, I'm going to start off, and I may need to trim this down. So I'm going to start off with just a white piece of paper, and I've got my die cuts here. So I've die cut the 3 smaller arches from 3 different colours. I'm going to see if I can fit those 3 on here comfortably. I think I just about can. And then I want to trim, I think. I've got cobwebs on it because I dropped my die. My craft room, I've been saying it for ages. I've been moaning about it for ages, but my craft room needs a proper clean. Like everything taken out of it and cleaned. You know, getting all the cobwebs out the corners and stuff like that. Yep. Because I dropped this die. I dropped one of the dies, this one, on the floor behind my desk, and when I went to reach it, it was covered in cobwebs. It was so embarrassing. Oh dear. But yeah, I don't really go down there very often, so yeah, very embarrassingly, I need to sort that out sooner rather than later, and I'm gonna feel so much better when I've done that, that's for sure. And hopefully have a little declutter at the same time and see what I can get rid of that's, you know, I'm sure we all have it in our craft room where we have things that we hang on to just in case, or you have really good ideas for things that you're going to do with those things, but just actually maybe after about 5 or 6 years of hanging on to those things, you might be better off just telling yourself, well, you tried. You're probably not going to get around to it, are you? That's what I'm trying to tell myself with some of these boxes of stuff in my room. Yeah. And do you know how all this kind of physical clutter can actually start feeling like mental overload? Like proper weight on your shoulders. Well, I get that, because that is me. And having a little clear out, even if it means taking a bin liner and being ruthless and just getting rid of some stuff. And I always find that when I do that, even though it's difficult, I do feel like it's an actual physical weight lifted off me. Yeah, so that is, I'm not going to say when, I'm not going to put a deadline on it, because I know what I'm like. Don't stick to stuff. It's part of the problem. Right, I'm going to do some trimming here. I'm just going to do 1 centimetre, or maybe 2. Let's go 1.5 centimetres off the sides. Oh, hello Julie from Ohio in the States. Hi Sharon and Julia, Jane. What time is it in the States? Probably afternoon. I'm going to do a little bit of a board around that. Well, I'm going to do some embossing on here. Yeah. Right, I'll do a sheet of embossed white and see what that looks like. Yeah. So I'll challenge you with that, Christine. Has that ever happened to you, where when you've gotten rid of something that you have actually needed it? Just wondering how often that actually happens. Probably not as often as you think it's going to. Yeah, that looks all right. And then, do I want a white card base or a coloured one? I'm not sure. I think I might leave that one. I might leave that one for now. So that is going to want a sentiment as well. I haven't got anything that I want to use there, so might have to leave a sentiment as well. I'm going to put some of these dots on though, because these are really nice. They're kind of not exactly the colours, but they sort of work. I'm going to try buy a black card base. Yeah, quite like that. So it will have a black card base and a black. I like this one, but I'm going to cut this off. So I just want it to say friend. So I'm going to fussy cut around that. And if you remember, these sentiments that I've heat embossed were from the many messages that bundle, stamps and dies, and they all come on one sheet. Okay, I'm just going to glue that on. I love that noise. I feel like I need to do a full ASMR video with that noise. Okay, that's number 2. What was I doing for number 3? Yes, okay. Right, starting with a white card base. Let's take some card strips. I've cut these. I always seem to have rainbow strips. I do quite a lot with rainbow strips. I do like them. So just going to work out where these need to go to be in the middle. Let's just eyeball it about there. You can use your grid paper to line it up properly if you like. I know this is probably going to end up slightly wonky, but you know, I'm no longer a perfectionist. And considering most of my cards end up in a box, I know it's really bad. Yeah, that's the other thing I need to start doing, is more sending and donating and selling of my cards. And I'm slightly annoyed that I've done this a bit too low down, but that's what you get when you're rushing on a Facebook Live. But if you make one of these, yours will be so much better. Trim off those bits. And you've got your rainbow stripes, and then I'll take this one. So you need to cut a piece that measures, I'm going to say about 10.5 by 7. Yeah. Let's see, 10.5. And then die cut that. Pretend I've done that because I've done one earlier. And then I'm going to stick that on with dimensionals. Might need some little mini ones actually. Sharon. It's a really good idea, saving your cobwebs for Halloween. I can't bother stamping a sentiment, so I'm going to find one in this. I'm going to do hello. So just pop a little dimensional there. Yep, so they are simple rainbows. Making good use of these dies, which I've got lots of plans for. Just need a bit more time in my weeks. Karen. Oh dear. So there you go. Let things go and you'll feel better for it. Yeah. So challenge you all to have a look round in your craft space and see what you can let go to make a bit of space. Right. Yeah, I think that's it then. I will let you get on with the rest of your evening. Don't forget to check out the dates that are being added online. And yeah, let me know if you need anything. Have a good rest of your week. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.